morning, Threeverse. It's Amy. Thank you so much for being here for the Tarot Community Advent Calendar 2022 hashtag. We are counting down, and I have a very special guest who's here live with me. And Maria is also here. Hi, Maria from Lady Knight of Avalon. And she guessed who the guest, she guessed the guest. She guessed the guest. I think this one had a good clue. So I will, without further ado, we will open the present today. And the present is Ange from Tiny Trinkets and Tarot. So I will have her pop on.
Hey.
Hi, Ange. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. Thanks for inviting me. It feels good to be back here. You were one of my first lives, so this is fun to be back.
That's right, because I had you on like the introducing Ange from Tiny Trinkets and Tarot.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to have you on, of course. I haven't seen you in quite a while, just here and there in lives and on videos and stuff.
I know.
But I'm so glad you could be here today for the countdown.
This is fun. I always look forward. Every year I look forward to Amy's countdown in whatever style you do it. And I was excited to know that you were bringing the community to be involved in it this year. It's fun.
Well, I knew I was not going to do it every day because it's a lot. Yes. Even just an Instagram post every day, it's a lot. So, and I knew I kind of wanted to do it live. Hi, Spiritual Rain. Nice to have you here. And we'll do the countdown. I think my math is right. It's 4 days until the solstice, 8 days until Christmas, and 13 days left until New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Lucky 13 days left in 2022.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
How are you feeling about the new year? Do you have lots of goals, resolutions, or things you want to accomplish? I've been really not feeling it this year.
Yeah. I tend not to. So each year I tend not to do the whole resolution thing. I feel like it's too like strict and rigid, because if I don't achieve it, then I feel like a failure. And then, so I still follow something called Core Desired Feelings. It was a book written by Danielle Laporte, the author. And instead of going after like a goal, it's more like you're chasing a feeling. Like, how do I want to feel in the new year?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And so usually I'll pick a word or two on focus on how I want to feel. So I haven't quite come up with that because usually I save that for the very last week of the year to see like, what do I want to bring into the new year? So that's sort of what I focus on and then go from there, because how I want to feel in the new year will then attract, hopefully, the other goals that I would like to see happen. So that's sort of how I do things.
That's a great idea. I think I might try that this year because usually I have a new planner by now and I'm all excited to, let me straighten myself out. I'm all excited to start planning and filling out the planner and lists of things to do, but I just haven't been called to that this year. So maybe I should start thinking about how I want to feel instead of all the stuff that I want to do. And then I feel like I failed if I don't get it done. And
yes.
Who needs that?
Exactly. Especially the Virgo in me. I can't do it because then, now my planner, now I've wrote in my new planner, and now if I use whiteout, it's not perfect anymore. Oh, like whatever.
I know. Like I don't want to muss it up, but and then at the beginning of the year, it's always stickers and perfect and colorful. And then by the end of the year, it's just like scribble and out and, whatever.
Yep. Cancel.
Let's pull our tarot card for today. And I put a charm in here. I hope it's in here. I'm not feeling it in here, but I did pull a charm. Now I don't look before I pull, so I just close my eyes and put one in here so we'll both be surprised.
Good.
It is the Four of Cups. That's not bad. I feel like maybe what you said is popping into my head about how you want to feel this year. And I think maybe reflecting on that might bring up some new opportunity or something that we're being offered that we might not see if we're just focused on all that stuff we want to do.
Exactly. Exactly. And with the Four of Cups too, sometimes how I interpret it in the reading is the hand that's holding out the cup. Sometimes it's temptation of like, hey, like the newest deck, or the, I'm just using an example on tarot too, but you know what I'm saying. And it's like, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm going to focus on this. So yeah, but that's actually a really good way to interpret it. Is how do you want to feel? And yeah,
Like, is
that's a
that
really
deck
good
really going to make me feel good or
right.
not?
Yeah, like
Maybe for
what
1 second it will.
yeah, like what is the feeling behind the reason that I'm chasing this product, whether it be the deck
Right.
or a book or a new pair of shoes or whatever it is, the new car. Yeah. And that's sort of the whole idea of why I follow the core desired feelings. And you could look up Danielle Laporte online and she's got some stuff on there. But even like the local library probably has the core desired book that you can just read. It's very simple. It doesn't go too much in depth, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Is just focus on how you want to feel. So I love that you pulled the Four of Cups because that kind of fits in with exactly
Yes.
that theme. Yeah.
I will put it up here. I have the other cards that I've pulled up here. They're the teeny tiny ones, so you probably can't see them. But I like Danielle Laporte. She's the one who did um, Wide Open Heart, Big Effing Fence
Yes.
about boundaries
Yes.
and
Yes. Yep.
not letting everything in. Okay, here's our
Yeah.
charm. Oh, it's a little mermaid tail.
Aw. Yay.
That's cute. I think that's what it is. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
That's
little
right.
mermaid tail.
It's
So
beautiful.
that's how I want to feel this year, just like a mermaid.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah.
and relaxed, floating in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
goal.
And it,
Kind of magical.
yeah, exactly. So a lot of water energy coming in with the cup and the mermaid tail. And if you think about like the whole theme behind the Little Mermaid story, be careful what you wish for too, right? Yeah,
I
like
won't wish for too much. I'm just going to be open, I think.
hmm yeah.
I think I've been really good at kind of meeting goals and being strict with myself, and now I have to work on not um, being too hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yes.
self-talk is something that I really need to work hard on. Because if someone else talked to me the way I talk to me, I'd probably tell them to F off.
Right? Yes.
So I got to work on that. I got to work on it. Do you have an ornament you'd like to show?
Sure. I have two of them. So my favorite ornaments of all time are always ones that people make by hand for me. And one that still hangs around is this. It's made of driftwood. And it was
That's
made
pretty.
by one of my sons in school, like where the teachers bring all this stuff and then they say, here, make something for your parents.
Yep.
So they just took like a piece of twine and some driftwood, a little ribbon. And it's simple, but I just love it. And I just love it. And then another one that I have, my mom is like a crafty woman and she made this little snowman out of
Oh, that's
yarn.
cute.
And then it just sort of sits there. Yeah. It's like a little marshmallow snowman. So yeah. So just some handmade stuff because it just feels good coming from someone that you know. Yeah.
I always wished that my tree was a theme and everything matched, but I have all of the heirloom ornaments and things that we made and that
Yes.
we've had since I was a kid or that belonged to my grandparents. And so my tree is always this mishmash, but all of the ornaments mean something because most of
Yes.
them were made or they were given to us or
Mhm.
they're from grandma and grandpa. But it's funny that you brought that ornament that your kids made because I brought it also an ornament that my son made, kind of.
Aw.
He made this in first grade. It has his little first grade picture on it,
Oh.
but it has a poem and it's a tiny, I can't see, it's teeny tiny. But it says, this ribbon is very special, as you will soon see. Untie and you'll find that it's the same size as me.
Mm.
So it's a little ribbon in in an ornament, and it's exactly his height that he was in first grade when he made it.
Oh, that is such a cool idea.
Isn't that
Oh,
cool?
that
I
is
thought
really
that was
cool.
so fun. So I
Yeah.
guess if I ever want to open it and see how tall he was, I could.
Yes. Oh, I love
Because
that.
now he is almost as tall as me. And
Oh, wow. Yeah, both of my sons are way taller than me now, and They never let me forget it. They always pat me on the bun. Boop, boop. They're like, I'm even taller than your bun, Mom. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, he's growing up. He has like, I get his Crocs that he has grown out of, and
Yep.
they fit me, and he's just keeps growing. So
Yes, yes. I know. My kids had a pair of like rubber boots that we just use for like yard work and that, and they outgrew them. I'm like, yes, I got like 2 new pairs now.
I do. It's like I don't even have to go shopping, right? New shoes. Woohoo.
Yeah. Oh,
Of course, Crocs are less cool if Mom wears them too. So
right, right.
Yes. Can't wear them in public,
Uh,
So let's just play a little this or that, because I always like to know. Do you
yeah.
open presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or not, or other?
Yeah, so most of it is Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, we've always had this thing where like the kids are allowed to open like one or two depending, but something small, something little, like maybe it's a treat that we actually eat or just a smaller gift, but all the bigger ones and the main gift opening is all on Christmas Day for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. We get to open one. We call it an out of town gift. It's like something that someone sent us that from out of
Oh,
town, or we have a night before Christmas box where we have I have these stacking boxes, and we have like blankets and movies and socks and stuff like that, and we usually watch a movie on Christmas Eve and open one present, and then my son goes to bed, and I am up all night wrapping all the presents I should have wrapped before, right?
yes.
Star or angel on your tree?
Ooh, angel for sure. Yeah.
I have a star this year. My son always puts it on the tree. Um, Grinch or Scrooge?
Hmm. I would say Grinch just because it's a fun story. I like watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Scrooge gal, I think, because I teach English, but
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Grinch is kind of weird to me.
Yeah. It's creepy.
We talked about this with Julie and Sarah and Heather, that the Grinch, Jim Carrey kind of ruined the Grinch for us because it was really creepy.
Yes. I agree.
Real tree or fake tree?
We've had real in the past, but fake is much easier to maintain.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easier to put away and easier to.
Mm.
I think it's less worry too. I worry less about, my whole house burning down. Real
Yes.
trees are they get dry. And do you rip open presents or do you save the wrapping?
Oh no, we just rip and throw. Yep. Yep.
Rip and throw. Yep,
Mhm.
that's a good one. Maria says the 2018 Grinch movie is cute. I
The
don't
animated.
know what that is. The animated one?
Yeah. Yeah. The
I think the
cartoon.
classic one is always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those in the claymation, like Rudolph and Miss Frosty. I love those ones.
Oh yeah, you have to watch those.
Yeah.
Rudolph and Frosty, the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Grinch. What else? There's always a bunch of old stuff that comes on Christmas. All the animated classics that we used to wait for every year to come on TV.
Yep.
Before we could stream everything.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite holiday movie, would you say?
The Christmas Story with the leg lamp. Yeah, I love that one.
Have you seen the second one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, we just watched that. It's pretty cute.
Hmm.
The guy who plays the kid who has grown up wrote it, and they tried to keep most of the same cast, so all the kids are there, and it's a cute story. It's fun.
Oh wow! I will have to watch that. I didn't even know.
One. You can find out what happened when they grew up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the bully, the kid who was the bully who he ended up beating up, grew up to be a cop.
Oh, ironic.
So it's just a cute movie,
Oh, cool.
Boris Karloff as the Grinch. Oh, see, that seems kind of creepy. Oh no, it was his voice. It was his voice. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. He has that deep voice. Yeah, those are classic. We watch Christmas Vacation every year on Christmas Eve,
Yes.
and it never gets old.
No.
The the funniest thing. Yeah. Do you have anything coming up on your channel this year or anything you want to do?
I just wish I had time to make a video. um, Everything just came to a halt when I started my new job here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love, there's so many topics that I would love to cover and that I have had people suggest to me or write to me like, hey, can you do this? Can you talk about that? And I wanted to do a series on grief. And yeah, there's been a lot that I wanted to do. But now that I'm sort of settled into this new job, like 3 months into it, I have a better understanding of like what's expected of me. So hopefully in the new year, I do have some time to set aside just for that. Yeah. So just of course some more deck reviews coming, and just having just open conversations about real life things. Because when I first started this channel, that's sort of what I wanted to be about connecting with people. And I did the connecting series on my channel where I invited people on to just talk about things, and then it turned into maybe more like deck creators, which is fine. That's cool how it morphed into that. But I also want to just invite everyday people on to just talk about life and how people deal with it. And I just don't think that there's enough conversation out there happening about like it's great that we're showing all these decks and talking about this, but like how we actually use the tarot in our everyday lives to sort of get through the shit that we're going through would maybe be helpful to some people who don't really understand it. Like, I think the cards are a very powerful tool, whether it's oracle or tarot, to support people in their everyday lives, and I would like to focus more on that on my channel, um, because I just feel like there's a lot of people out here who who could use that extra support that don't necessarily want to go and sit and talk to a complete stranger, or maybe some people just don't have anyone to talk to. So a lot of people I do know turn to tarot too in the cards. So it'd be cool to have those kind of conversations eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because, first of all, I love to see other people's processes, how they read the cards and how they use the cards, because that kind of inspires me. A lot of times I don't go to the cards for my own stuff, I have other things that I do. And sometimes I still get caught up in, am I going to do it right? Are they going to speak to me? And so I just kind of procrastinate going to the cards. And I think the more I see other people, how they use them, it kind of reminds me that the tarot reading doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you don't have to light candles and
No.
have all the ambiance. You can just throw the cards. And I really like to see other people use their decks and
Mm-hmm.
give examples of what kinds of questions they would ask, or when they would go to the cards, or
Yes.
just their method and how they approach it. And or like you, because you were like the first person I think a lot of us saw using charms. I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
was a thing, but
Yeah.
now it's like, of course that's a thing. But you taught basically a lot of us all about using trinkets and charms, and I like watching to see how you use them, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I think that inspires people to just, pick up the cards or throw some charms and see what happens. And instead of waiting for it to be perfect or feeling like, yes, I know enough, I can start using this tool now. So
Mm-hmm.
I really like to, you know, see how people incorporate it into their lives and how they use it to support themselves through day to day stuff.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
Instead of just like, can you tell me about my love life?
Yes, I know. Yawn. Yeah. Yep, I get it.
I
Yeah.
know when you're in that situation, it feels really intense, but
Sure.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I do kind of skip a lot of videos that talk about decks sometimes, because I'm not a collector.
Yep.
I'm not living for the next deck. I very rarely have a deck that I'm super, super excited about and
Mm-hmm.
stalking. And so sometimes I just I'm not interested in the deck. It hasn't called to me. And so I don't really want to,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, I get it.
It is a lot of deck talking about.
There is, yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, a tarot tube, I mean, that's sort of how I came across it, looking for other decks. And like, it's a great, I think, resource, but I think a lot of us have fell into, well, many of us have fell into rabbit holes of over consuming on decks. And
Yeah.
that can be a problem for a lot of people. So like like I've explained before, when I share decks or I do deck reviews for publishers on mine, it's just simply to basically save people time, money, and effort, that they don't go buying something that's not going to resonate with them. I mean, like I was saying, you can't just go open a deck and look at it in the store, although some bookstores, I guess, let you do that. But a lot of decks aren't available just in a brick and mortar store. You have to buy them online, and you can't see every card. What if you don't like
Yeah.
the pips? Or some people like won't buy a deck if they don't resonate with a certain card, like the Magician or whatever. And so I just think it's a great resource, but I think it can be, like abused, if you will, where people are like you said, searching for that deck instead of just letting a deck come to you. So it would be cool as well to talk about that on my channel, about how, to be mindful of your purchasing as well. I think that's a really, because I know a lot of people behind the scenes have reached out to me, expressing their issues with overconsumption, and asking for advice of, what would you suggest. And that's part of the reason I actually put deck reviews out there, so that people can be mindful of like, okay, is this really going to resonate with me? Instead of just buying it to buy it because you think it's a pretty deck. Like that can be.
Yeah, sometimes you see the highlight, you see a few cards, and you're like, ooh, that card is so cool. And then you get the whole thing, and you're like, oh,
Yes,
the
exactly.
deck as a whole isn't really speaking to me, or it just has a really different feeling than I thought it would feel like. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's happened a lot.
Yes.
We've all been there. We've
All
all been.
been there. Yes, absolutely.
Well, do you have any holiday shout outs, any virtual cards you'd like to send to anyone?
I just, to the entire community, I have witnessed so much growth in so many people on here, but, both in their personal lives, and on their channels. Um, I guess I'm approaching 2 years officially, in January for my channel, which seems crazy. I don't post as much as I thought I would, but that's okay. I feel like a lot more people need to understand that if you do start a channel, there shouldn't be like this rigid expectation that you put on yourself, because I think that has sort of hindered me from wanting to make more content, because oh gosh, I haven't posted in a month or whatever, and then people come back, oh sorry, I've been gone for so long, and like, you don't owe anyone an explanation, just post your
Right.
next video and carry on, kind of thing. But yeah, the community as a whole, and to all those people who are just starting their channels out there, it's exciting. I always find it so exciting to find new channels, because I just remember that day pushing the record button for the first time and being so
Yep.
excited and welcomed into the community, you being one of them. So I would just say a shout out to everyone. I don't want to single anyone out. Um, but especially the people that have been here, with me on this journey, right from go, and supporting me and my channel, even though I've been absent for quite a while. So yeah, just thank you to everyone that's been watching and waiting for the next video. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, things come up, and my channel is not, that's I made a video about what I like about having a small channel, and that's one of the things that I like, is that I don't owe my channel anything. I don't have to have a schedule. Whenever I have something to say, or I feel like making a video, I do. And if I don't feel like it, or I feel unmotivated, then I don't.
Yeah,
And I can just watch other people's videos. So I
exactly.
like having a little channel because it's very flexible. And, whenever I make a video, it's always a surprise. It's a
Yeah.
surprise for me and a surprise
Yes.
for everyone else.
Same. When I feel that motivation, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this today. I don't really plan it out too much in advance. I just do it. But I have to have that right mindset, that I like, energy will transfer itself through screens, and I just don't want to be in a funky state, just making a video just for sake of making a video. Like, that's not who I
To
am.
check it off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Well, I have a virtual holiday card I would like to send out, and that is to Jilli at Little Zen Crone, because
Aw.
she popped into my head several times recently, and then she popped up on my Facebook, and she keeps popping up. And I was thinking about her, and I just want to tell her, hello, Jilli, and I'm thinking of you, and I hope you're doing well. And,
Mhm.
I'm still here and you're still here. So
Yeah.
happy holidays, Jilli. And yeah, everyone who's watching, thank you for being here. Or if you're watching from the future, also thank you for being here. Do you have any special holiday plans this year? Is it snowing where you are?
No, actually, last night it snowed a little bit. I went to go pick my son up from a high school dance, and it was snowing just barely, but it's all melted. So we have no snow here yet.
Really?
Um, but in terms of plans, it's just another cozy little Christmas, just the four of us, my husband and my two children here at home. And my family's all in the States, and my husband's family is all worried about COVID, so we're not welcome there. Um, so,
I roll.
like, but yeah, so but it's cool because we get like treats, like for example, like turtles always have to be part of it.
Nice.
And just like we have these certain snacks that we get, and there's certain cookies that we bake, so it's like all part of it. We play games, we hang out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for some time off of work. I think I get like 3 days off in a row, so that's huge for me, so I'm excited about that.
That sounds fun. Sometimes the cozy Christmases are just right.
Mhm.
It's less stress and you're hanging out at home and doing exactly what you would love to be doing, which is nothing but hanging out at home with the
Yeah,
family.
that's
You don't
right.
have to travel, you don't have to host people. And although, Mom, I am hosting you, and that's fine. I'm hosting my mom and dad. They come every year for Christmas.
Aw,
And so that they come from Minnesota, so they have a warm Christmas. and,
that's
and
cool.
yeah, they're more here to see my son. Let's be real. Okay.
Yes. Aw, that's cool.
Well, thank you so much, Ange. I'm so glad that you got to be here today.
Yes.
And I hope your holiday is happy and jolly and that you have a great, cozy Christmas this year.
Thanks, you
And
too.
maybe you'll have a white Christmas. Who knows?
Yes,
Was
maybe.
the only time I really liked snow is on Christmas. You
Yep.
wake up and it's brand new snow, and it's like a card.
Yeah, magical. Yep, exactly.
Well, thank you all for being here. And I will be back, I think, on Tuesday. I don't know. I have a calendar. Whatever the 20th is, with another surprise guest. And thanks for being here. And I will
Yes.
see you next time. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Oh, I hit the wrong button, Ange. Hold on.
That's okay.